Back to the basics, part 1. We're looking at multiplication and division of real numbers. Before we begin, we need to define product and quotient. The product is the answer to an expression that involves only multiplication. Think about a factory. A factory makes products. They take groups of individual parts and put them together as one product to sell. A quotient, the answer to an expression that involves only division. Consider the police. Quota and quotient have the same root word. The police have a quota of tickets to write. They pass them out equally as they divide them amongst people who are breaking the law. To visualize multiplication, we think of multiplication as groups of something. Imagine that you had to put 3 pieces of candy into each of 5 goodie bags. How much candy would you need altogether? If I put 3 in the first bag, 3 in the second bag, 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth, I now have 3 in each bag. I have 5 groups of 3, or if I counted them, 15 pieces of candy altogether. Let's consider 4 times 6. That's 4 groups of 6. So I have my 4 groups drawn out. I'm going to put 6 in each of the 4 groups. Altogether, if I counted them, I have 24 dots or circles. 8 times 2, that's 8 groups. So let's put out our 8 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And put 2 things, in this case we'll do circles again, into each of the 8 groups. If you go through and count all 8 groups of 2, you end up with 16. Now let's reverse that. 2 groups of 8 will give us the same answer. I have 2 groups, 8 in each group, and if I count that out, I end up with a total of 16 between the 2 groups. On your own, try 3 times 9 by drawing it out using visualization, and then consider the think, pair, share. Why is it okay to switch the order of the values when we're talking about multiplication? Another way to look at multiplication is repeated addition. 4 times 5 can be read as 4 groups of 5. We are making a set number of equal groups and combining them. We are just repeating addition of the same value over and over. 4 times 5 is really 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. When you add them all up, you can get 20. So let's try 4 times 6. That's 4 groups of 6. 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. 8 times 2. That's 8 sets of 2. So I could add up 8 2s or reverse it again and add up 2 8s. Either way, I get 16 again. On your own, show how to get 3 times 9 using repeated addition. And then look at the think, pair, share. Why is it okay to switch the order of the values in multiplication, both for repeated addition or with visualization like we looked at before? To visualize division, we think of division as breaking one big group into smaller equal groups of something. That word groups comes back with multiplication and division. They're very much related, and we'll talk about that in future lessons. You're playing a game and have a total of 16 cards to deal out to 4 players. How many cards does each player get? Well, generally you deal out 1 per person until you're out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. We divided our group of 16 into 4 smaller groups, each with an equal amount, in this case, 4 cards. We visualize division the exact same way. I'm doing 18 divided by 3 in our first example, so I need 3 groups, and I need to break my 18 into those 3 groups. Think of it like dealing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, until you are out. If you look, each group contains exactly 6. 35 divided by 5. I need to break it down into 5 equal groups. So I draw out my 5 groups, and then I deal them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. If you count, each group has exactly 7. We took 35 and broke it into 5 equal groups. That is division. On your own, try 36 divided by 9, and then consider the think, pair, share. Can you switch the order of the values? Why or why not? Can you do 3 divided by 18 and get the same answer of 6? The multiplication chart. Another great tool, though not always as useful. It's not something you necessarily have in your back pocket at all times. So in the real world, this may not be the best option, but it's a good way for practicing our multiplication. Let's say we try 9 times 12. A great way, circle the 9 column or highlight it. Circle the 12 row. Where they meet at 108 is our answer, our product. To try 5 times 8, put your finger on the 5. Put your other finger, your other index finger, on the 8. Move them towards each other. Where they meet is our product, in this case, 40. For division, to find our quotient, we start at what we are dividing into smaller groups. In this case, 63. 63 divided by 7. I highlighted or circled straight up to the 7. Now I need to go straight over to the left to find 9, which is our quotient. 132 divided by 11. In this case, I'm going to start at my 11, with my finger on the 11. I'm going to move down until I hit 32. I'm going to move straight over until I hit the 12, and there is my quotient. On your own, try 11 times 12 and 28 divided by 4. When you're multiplying or dividing with negatives, they're opposite signs, the product is always negative. If they are opposite signs, the quotient is negative. Same signs, the product is always positive, the quotient is always positive. For example, negative 8 times positive 9, they're opposite signs. Use any method you can and you'll get negative 72. Opposite signs for 132 divided by negative 12. Opposite signs means negative answer. Same signs for negative 6 times negative 3. Our product is always going to be positive. On your own, try negative 54 divided by 6 and 9 times negative 3. If you ever multiply by 0, the answer will always be 0. If you ever divide by 0, the answer will always be undefined. You can never divide by 0. In these problems, we look at the number of negatives when we're dealing with more than 2. So in this case, we had 2 negatives. When you multiply all that together, you get 24. Here we have 3 negatives, an odd number. When you multiply those together, you get negative 2, or divide those together, you get negative 2. Here we have an even number of negatives. When you divide those together, you get 1. To generalize it, an even number of negative signs gives you a positive value. An odd number of negative signs gives you a negative value. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in class.